It's a heartbreaking reality for many MMA fans. Joe Rogan openly regrets that the UFC and the current PFL champion couldn't find common ground. This unresolved tension highlights a deeper issue in the world of mixed martial arts contracts and fighter loyalty. But here's where it gets controversial. Should business decisions come before the legacy and potential of fighters like Francis Ngannou? Dana White, the UFC's outspoken CEO, has had numerous public disagreements with fighters over the years, but none as high-profile recently as his fallout with Francis Ngannou. Known as the Predator, Ngannou left the UFC while holding the heavyweight championship title after negotiations for a new contract fell apart. This split shocked many fans and insiders alike, as Ngannou was widely regarded as one of the most fearsome heavyweights in the sport's history. After departing from the UFC, Ngannou signed with the Professional Fighters League, PFL, where he also secured 2 high-profile boxing matches against Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, an unusual but lucrative path for a mixed martial artist. During a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, Rogan, who has been a longtime UFC color commentator, expressed his disappointment that the UFC and Ngannou couldn't come to an agreement. He described Ngannou as a massive human and emphasized how tragic it was that such a dominant athlete and the UFC couldn't work things out. Rogan said, "That guy was the scariest heavyweight champion of all time, for sure. He put guys in orbit. When he hit them, you could almost feel the impact just by watching. It was painful to see. Not all fighters are created equal, and that's a big challenge in combat sports." Currently, Ngannou holds the PFL Superfights Heavyweight Championship, a title he claimed by knocking out Renan Ferreira in the first round back in October 2024. While his next opponent hasn't been officially announced, many speculate that Vadim Nemkov, who recently re-signed with PFL and vacated his Bellator Light Heavyweight Championship to move back up to heavyweight, could be the next challenger. Even though Ngannou hasn't fought in the UFC since early 2022, his name still resonates within the promotion, especially as the UFC's heavyweight division faces questions about its depth and competition. Tom Aspinall, the current UFC heavyweight champion, is seen as an exciting talent, but some critics argue that the level of his challengers leaves much to be desired. Cyril Gane, a former champion himself, is set to challenge Aspinall for the title at UFC 321 on October 25th, which many hope will settle debates about the division's legitimacy. This situation raises important questions. Should the UFC have done more to keep Ngannou? Is the PFL becoming a serious contender for top MMA talent? And what does this mean for the future of heavyweight MMA competition? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you agree with Rogan's take? Or do you think the UFC made the right call? Join the conversation and let us know your perspective.